Hello everyone, I'm Drachona. I just thought I'd make this video for fun. I came across this page on a website, don't ask me how or why, but the page is called 9 Signs You Are Dating a Werewolf on smosh.com. Never heard of it, but this should be fun. Number 1. Favorite movies are about wolves. Now, right off the bat, I'm going to say that's generally true. I mean, just because you're a werewolf doesn't mean you have to like movies that are about wolves or werewolves, or that those have to be your favorite movies. It's kind of depends upon what you're into. But generally, yeah, okay, fair enough. Does your mate have a penchant for movies with dog stars? Who says penchant anymore? And dog stars. Dogs are not wolves. I don't know if you know that, but dogs are not wolves. I mean, that's... I like dogs, but honestly, dogs are kind of like wolves, let's say less intelligent cousins. I mean, I like dogs, but saying that you like movies with dog stars, I mean, you start off by saying favorite movies are about wolves, and then you say dog stars. Not the same. From The Howling to Air Bud, yeah, I remember that movie. Everything in his DVD collection, what, no Blu-ray? Just because, you know, that was going to be really popular, right? You guys all got Blu-rays? Blu-ray players, right? Anyway, his DVD collection seems to star a mutt. Again, dogs versus wolves. And how dare you call me a mutt? Werewolves tend to resent Michael J. Fox's silly portrayal in Teen Wolf, but they love Scooby-Doo. Again, it kind of depends upon what you're into. I mean, I like Scooby-Doo, but I also like Teen Wolf. I mean, yeah, it's silly and ridiculous, but it's supposed to be. It's not supposed to be serious. It's a comedy. It's like a high school loser becomes the hero and then discovers that maybe he's gone too far and he finds a happy middle. You know, it's a really basic story, but I like it. A good test is to watch Dances with Wolves. If she cries uncontrollably when the wolf gets shot, that's not good. Bring up Twilight at your own peril. Well, that's just good advice for anybody. Number 2. Prefers to hang out in packs. Your werewolf lover prefers to stay in a group of close friends, friends that he or she has known since childhood, growing up in an obscure town you've never heard of. Okay, I mean, yeah, maybe generally if you have friends, especially if you have friends that are werewolves. I mean, what if you don't have friends? Just saying. Hip young werewolves like to do karaoke. That's a little random. I mean, don't a lot of people like to do karaoke? I mean, I freaking love to sing, but I mean, that's not really a werewolf specific thing. But their singing is better described as howling. That's kind of an insult. When most guys are checking out a hot girl, yours eyes a German Shepherd. Okay, that's definitely an insult. Again, you do realize that there's a difference between dogs and wolves, right? And that there's a difference between werewolves and dogs. Werewolves are part human. They can be human. They like people. I mean, like to, hang with and be friends with, not to eat. Number 3, has an antisocial side. Werewolves are not pet people. Cats and dogs are always hissing and growling when your partner is around. People who are allergic to dogs will sneeze when your beloved is nearby. Okay, I know that this is just for fun. I mean, they're just joking around. But this isn't really funny. I mean, why would werewolves not be pet people? I mean, when they're human, wouldn't you think that they like dogs and even cats? I mean, there wouldn't be anything wrong with that. It's not about being another animal, it's about trust. If you've established trust with a dog or if you've established trust with a cat, they trust you and they love you. What you are doesn't really matter. Now, dogs growling and cats hissing, I mean, yeah, that might happen, but doesn't that happen to a lot of people? I mean, I know a lot of dogs that just bark for no reason. Even if I'm like driving by in a car, They just bark at the car. They're not barking at me. They're barking at the car. I mean, again, you're kind of assuming that werewolves in a human form would really make dogs or cats that much more upset. And the allergy thing, I mean, that's dander. People are allergic to dander, which, yeah, that includes like dead skin flakes, but isn't that mainly the fur? I mean, if somebody's in human form, why would someone else be allergic to them? Because it wouldn't be any different than if they were around any other human being. Again, I know this is for a joke, but if you think it through, it's not really that funny because it doesn't make any sense. I mean, yeah, haha, dog jokes. Never heard those before. Number 4, vacations in the wild. If your BFGF has seriously considered moving to Alaska, then decided not to due to aerial wolf hunting, you better start melting down your silverware to make bullets. Again, I know it's a joke, but you realize that, like, if a werewolf moved to Alaska, they wouldn't have to run around like a wolf all the time. They would be human some of the time. And, I mean, yeah, generally, okay, the idea of moving to a pristine wilderness, you know, I mean, where there is still actually pristine wilderness, that sounds cool. I mean, I think a lot of people would like to do that. I know there are some people who wouldn't, but that's not really a werewolf-specific thing. And the aerial wolf hunting, it's like, okay, yeah, haha, yeah, I get that, and you wouldn't want to get shot. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't want to move to an area where people are walking around shooting guns from helicopters anyway. And also, you know, haha, silverware to make bullets. Yeah, silver bullets, except most silverware anymore is not actually silver, and don't even get me started on the whole silver bullets thing. You know what? If you ever come across a werewolf, just use silver bullets. See how that works out for you. Number 5, personal hygiene trouble. Who keeps a vat of Nair from Costco in the bathroom and goes through 12 razors a week? The werewolf you're shagging. Does your boyfriend's 5 o'clock shadow grow in by 9 a.m.? Does he or she keep flea shampoo in the shower and have more hair on his or her back than you have on your head? Does he/she use enough dental floss to mummify a cockroach daily? It's time to run. Okay. Again, yeah, I know the stereotype about, like, you know, werewolves are super hairy. You do understand. In human form, you're human, right? I know it's just a stereotype. It's in movies, it's in books. Yeah, I get it. Haha, hairy. But just because you're a werewolf doesn't mean you're going to be excessively hairy in human form. That's why you call it human form. I mean, yeah, you might be hairy, but you're not going to be a freaking walking carpet. And the whole flea shampoo thing, I mean, again, that requires fur. Fleas don't really stay on humans. I probably shouldn't mention that I know this personally, but they don't stay on humans because there's not enough hair. And I don't really get the dental floss to mummify a cockroach. I get it. Okay, yeah, using a lot of dental floss, although using enough to mummify a cockroach, that's not really a whole lot, is it? I guess that's what, like a whole roll of dental floss. But what's your point? That they floss their teeth a lot? I mean, shouldn't you do that anyway? I mean, I know all these are jokes. They're all just based on stereotypes of being a werewolf. I wanted to respond to these because I knew that they were going to be ridiculous. Number 6, severe mood swings. Sure, we all get a little edgy on the night of a full moon. That's what most women get PMS. Really? I thought it was like a cyclical thing, not necessarily aligned with the full moon. Anyway, but werewolves get hyper at night. I'm talking parkour hyper. Does your Mr. or Miss Right wake up in strange places they don't remember going to? Even if it's after a kegger, if they have a mouthful of dead squirrel, that is not okay. Okay, again, stereotypes about werewolves, I get it. Full moon, transforming against your will. Yeah, we've heard this, okay? Kurt Siodmak, his screenplay of The Wolfman, it's complete bullshit, okay? Aren't we tired of this? I mean, we already have plenty of werewolves in popular media that transform at will. It has nothing to do with the full moon. And what's up with the squirrel? I mean, if you became a werewolf, you're going to eat a squirrel? I know it's a joke, but I don't really get it. I mean, again, I think these people think that a werewolf is a dog. Like a straight up dog. Not a werewolf, not part human, part wolf. Just a straight up dog, like a frickin' German Shepherd. Number 7, strange canine fetishes.
Oh yeah, baby.
Any werewolf loves a good scratching behind the ears. They can smell what's cooking blocks away and tend to suffer from the embarrassment of panting and drooling. What you do behind closed doors is not our business, but mark my words, if he is into humping your leg, that's a red flag. Okay, yeah, again, I get it. Dog jokes. Ha, 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 ha. Haven't heard these before. Certainly not, like, tons of times throughout my life from multiple different people. Okay, scratching beyond the ears, that doesn't really do anything in human form. You understand that it's the sensation that you get when your hair moves. Like, have you ever had somebody run their fingers through your hair? That's that sensation. It's the hair follicles being moved. It's a positive sensation. Unless you have hair all over your ears, it's not really going to do much to scratch behind them. Again, werewolves are not dogs. I feel like you need to learn this. They can smell what's cooking blocks away. I mean, yeah, you can smell things. I think people have this misunderstanding that, like, if you had a heightened sense of smell, you could just smell everything. You do understand that smells move in the wind, right? Like, let's say that you are a few blocks away from your house. If the wind is blowing towards you from the house, and the smell can actually get outside of the house, like through an open window or something like that, if you have a strong sense of smell, you might be able to notice it. But if the wind is blowing in the opposite direction, so the smell is going away from you, you're not going to smell it. Do people understand how smells work? It's not like sound. It doesn't go out in all directions. It's subject to the movements of the wind. It doesn't matter how good your sense of smell is. If the smell does not reach you, you're not going to be able to pick it up. Yeah, people with heightened sense of smell can pick up smaller traces of it, but if it's not there, you're not going to be able to smell it. Now, the panting and drooling thing, I mean, again, you know that werewolves aren't dogs. They don't need to pant because, at least in human form, you sweat, so there's no need to pant. Now, the drooling thing, yeah, okay, that one's fair. Sadly and embarrassingly, yeah, that one's pretty fair. Okay, now the humping your leg one. I really feel the need to address this one because I've gotten this joke before. People say, "Huh, you like to hump legs?" No. Do you understand why dogs hump legs? It's not because they like legs. It's not because of the whole of the human body or any body they find the leg most enticing. Have you ever noticed that if a male dog goes up and humps a female dog, that they hump them from behind? I mean, usually they'll actually start having sex with them. They don't go for the leg. It's because when a human is standing up, the average dog cannot reach anything else but your leg. Dogs don't have a fetish for human legs. It's the only part of your body that they can reach. Anyway, moving on. Number 8. Things that make him or her snarl. You can't play your stereo, TV, or turn headphones to volumes above the halfway mark without him or her barking that it's too loud. How could headphones be too loud? I mean, I guess if they're in your ears, but if they're in somebody else's ears, they're not going to be that loud. You might be able to hear them, but anyway. High-pitched noises upset your mate. They despise the vacuum cleaner. We won't even get into what they do to the newspaper. Ha 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 ha, yeah, ha, newspaper joke. Haven't heard that one. Now, I mean, like the vacuum cleaner, again, werewolves are not dogs. If you understand that the vacuum cleaner is a cleaning implement, it is a tool for cleaning, you're not afraid of it. But imagine if you did not know what it was. If somebody brought out this machine that is bigger than you, I mean, at least for like most cats or dogs, and turned it on and it starts going, making a really loud, obnoxious noise, and you don't know why it's even there, and they start moving it around the room, wouldn't you freak out? But yeah, again, werewolves are not dogs. You're talking about dating them, right? I mean, you mentioned the whole German Shepherd thing before, so I'm assuming you're not talking about, like, dating non-human animals, like, you know, zoophilia and shit. I'm assuming you're talking about dating a werewolf, someone who can be human. So why would they be afraid of a fucking vacuum cleaner? And yeah, again, the newspaper thing. Haha, yeah, dogs. I'm assuming you mean peeing on the newspaper? Again, that would be a funny joke, except werewolves aren't dogs. You can use toilets or a tree. Why would you use a newspaper? Now, getting hit on the face with a newspaper, yeah, that might be something that occurs. Now, probably the only thing that I agree with here is the high-pitched noises thing. I mean, like, how loud your stereo is, that might bother you. But honestly, if you're talking about TVs, it's not the volume of the TV. It's like, I mean, most people don't have these anymore, but the old TVs, the large back TVs, usually with the vacuum tubes, they make that little high-pitched noise. I mean, I used to walk into people's houses, and I would tell them, do you know that your TV is on? Because I didn't hear anything playing. Like, I didn't hear anything on the TV, but I could hear that sound. And I say, do you know that your TV is on? And they walk over to it, and it's a black screen, but they don't realize that it's still on because it's making that little high-pitched noise, and it's really annoying, and you can hear it, like, anywhere in the house. But, like, just the volume of it, I mean, that's not really a big deal. It's the high-pitched noises. It's like when I was in frickin' high school, and everybody had the, what was it? Not the cricket. The mosquito. The freaking mosquito. I hated that thing. The idea was that your teachers couldn't hear it because it was so high-pitched, but it annoyed everybody who could hear it. I mean, I'd be sitting in the front of the class, and my friends would be in the back of the class, and they'd turn it on while we're in the middle of class, just so that I would turn around and be like, you sons of bitches. But yeah, generally, the high-pitched noise thing, that's true. And finally, number 9, unusual tastes in fine dining. The dead giveaway, haha, that your sweetheart is likely to gut you like a fish.
If you utter so much as one syllable, I'll hunt you down and gut you like a fish.
Is in his or her diet. If they love meats, especially steak tartare or the KFC double down. What is that? I've never heard of the double. Is it good? Somebody tell me if that's good. I might like to try that. I like chicken. You pretty much have minutes left to live. Also, if he or she gnaws on bones, snaps at you for coming near their food, or is prone to killing and eating people, you are dating a werewolf. Wow, you just came right out and said it. I mean, would you really want to date somebody who was prone to killing other people? I mean, werewolf or not, I would think that'd be the end of the relationship right there. You have to be like, okay, look, I just don't think that we can do this anymore. I mean, I just don't like murdering people. I do not think that that's the right thing to do, and because of that, I'm sorry, but we're going to have to break up. And yeah, again, haha, I get it, dog jokes. Oh my god, you could come up with better jokes than this. Seriously, even if you just watch werewolf movies or read werewolf books, you could come up with better jokes than just dog jokes. I mean, they're the most cliche werewolf jokes. Seriously. I can't tell you how many times... Okay, actually, I probably could tell you how many times. It hasn't happened that much. But, like, somebody picks up a stick or picks up, like, a pipe or something and throws it across the yard and says, "Fetch, boy!" I mean, dog jokes are the most cliche werewolf jokes. And I know that I've heard them enough that I'm just freaking tired of them. But it's like, come on, you could come up with better jokes. You could come up with jokes about, you know, being a canine, you know, not just human, but also being canine. You could come up with all kinds of potential jokes. You know, shit like, how are you doing today? Are you aware that you're aware? Dude, hi paw! Hey man, scratch my belly and I'll scratch yours. Werewolf. Werewolf. Why are you talking like that? I thought you wanted to. And if you're interested in dating a werewolf, you could always throw out, hey, I'd like to take a liking to you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm here till Thursday. But yeah, that's it for this video. I just thought it'd be something fun to do. If you liked it, let me know. If you really liked it, subscribe. And if you hated it... well, that's not very nice. Anyway, I'm Drachona, and...
Have a furry day. Thank you.
Your werewolf lover prefers to stay in a group of close friends. Friends that he or she has known since childhood, growing up in an obscure town you've never heard of. I mean, really, Simba? What? You're interrupting. Did you know that? Did you know that you're interrupting? Are you doing it on purpose? Huh?